Well, hello. I hope it doesn't look like too much of a setup job here with the camera and how it's positioned. But man, it's good to be back. I know it's been a long time since I've done a review. I've got something here that I've been meaning to do for quite a while. Comes from a company called Killer, KLLR, and they're from Oklahoma City. And this is the Natural Africa. Flavor notes that say berry, sweet, and wild. Let's get to it. So I can guarantee that a good percentage of none of you are probably wondering, where have you been? Where have you, what have you been doing? And that's simply because, well, music takes most of my time, and I have a job now which is in the coffee industry. However, I did attempt to do two reviews almost a year ago now, right after we were put in quarantine. So that would have been, let's see, that would have been either March or April. I can't even remember when the last time I did a review was, but it's good to be back. I'm sorry it's been so long. I know it's been fucking batshit crazy out in the world, you know. The things that I don't even really need to go into or care to go into because they've been talked about to death. You know what hasn't been talked about to death? Well, I mean, maybe coffee in general has, but there's a great company here in Oklahoma called Killer Coffee Roasters. Boxcar is a third wave specialty coffee place in Moore, Oklahoma, which is basically a coffee desert. If you don't know what that is, it's areas where there's almost little to no specialty coffee shops, except for maybe a Starbucks if you want that to count as one. Fantastic coffee. I would just go early college to get lattes and cappuccinos, and eventually I worked up the courage to a cortado, which is about 2 ounces of steamed milk and a little bit of foam on top of espresso. But no, I noticed that their coffee was very, very good and very distinct, and eventually found out that they were using a brand called Killer. And then my first coffee job, I worked at a place called Theory, and they also served Killer, so I got pretty familiar with their stuff. So Killer has a pretty decent selection of coffee beans to choose from everything like their Ethiopian, which is like this sun-dried kind of coffee they have. That's probably one of the best coffees I've ever tried. They also have a Central American coffee, which you know, you got some like your classic flavor notes of like chocolate and caramel, you know, more robust. But I figure if I'm going to have one of their coffees on my show, I better pick something that is a little bit more different. And I haven't had too many lighter roasts, which I think this is what this is. It doesn't exactly say, but this is their Natural Africa. This is probably one of the cleanest, most, I can't believe I'm saying this, refreshing coffees I've ever had. It's not really your dad's coffee. It's not the trucker sludge. It's not very chocolatey. It's not very nutty. It's not dark roast. It's not really bold. However, it's more on the maybe the floral side. Not only floral, but I do taste the berries they're referring to. It's a very crisp brew, and oh, it's fantastic. And as you can see, I made a pour over of it, and I've been starting with about 50 grams, going up to 150 for my second pour, then to about 230, and then for my final pour about 270 or 300 if I'm feeling adventurous. I do about 20 grams as of right now, so I don't know exactly what ratio that is, but that is what I've been doing as of recently. This is the kind of coffee I can definitely recommend for spring. In fact, usually towards this part of the year, I like fruitier coffees. And Africa, I mean, they're pretty well known for coffee that is a little bit different. Coffee that has berries, coffee that has floral notes, kind of like, ones that taste a little bit like tea. They also have another one at Killer. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I know it tastes like it has black tea in the flavor notes, floral. And I think this one, it has a little bit of that floral nature to it, but it's a little bit more on the berry side. But it's probably not as fruity as the sun-dried Ethiopian that tastes like the fruit punch. So, yeah, I'd say this is a good median. Out of 10, I would rate this about 8.5. Once again, this is the Natural Africa from Killer. I didn't put a proper ending at the end of that session. Thanks for watching.